Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing an updated tips and tricks for how to progress through the game now that the game has kind of updated and there's more stuff now. So originally, what I had always said was to grind the winter rune, try to get some snowboards, because they actually do some of the best token boost in the game for when it was uh, at that time when I made that video. But now, Void Stone gives a better boost. It's 20 per, and if you have enough luck, maybe like 1,500. I don't know. I currently have 2,000. That's what I use to grind this, but you don't need a crazy amount, and it stays through tiers, which is really nice. Snowboards don't stay through tiers, but it doesn't stay through sacrifice, which is the annoying thing. And the only thing that does would be Carnival, but Carnival is also really hard to get. So it's really kind of I'd recommend grinding void stones, but if you are looking for something that's not as big, but it'll stay through sacrifices, come here, make sure you have enough gems per minute, and then just open this rune and try to get Carnival. It's a 1 in 2 million, so it's pretty rare, but it's a 1,000 times tokens boost for each one of them. Next up is going to be where the void stones are, which is in the mine. If you're wondering where the void stones are, it's first rune right there, the 1 in 3 mil. So mine has been updated with more pickaxes and upgrades and stuff. So I actually have to finish maxing everything out. But all of these runes are absolutely important to grind through the game. You'll see here, like pickaxe, look at how much I can get out of this. Look at the boost that you can get from just like a little bit of grinding. It really doesn't take that long to open a few of these, especially if you have higher luck, you can get some crazy boosts. And then cave is where like this rune is the probably most important for most people. It'll give you good travel boost, but it'll also give you a light year boost. And for people who need ash or molten boost, it also helps with you there. Sadly, I don't think there's any mine rune that boosts lava. I think depth, yeah, it just completely does skip lava. But Ancient City is 35 times obsidian and 75 times ash. So that'll also help with getting the last crater button, which I know is something that people struggle with. So next up is going to be Depth Rune, which is over here. I'm just kind of going over the stats right now, so if you want to skip this, feel free to do that. You'll see Cavern is a really important one because it boosts Arcanic, which isn't boosted by the 1 million visits event like Sorcerer is here. It just completely skips Arcanic, and that's the same with Streets that also gets boosted here by Geodes. Streets gets skipped by the 1 million event rune, which is what a lot of people use to get through like the magic area. So this rune is really important to grind. It'll really help with that Arcanic boost, and it'll also help with getting through City with the Streets boost. Because I do know Arcanic or Sorcerer is one of the hardest ones to get through, and you do need a decent Arcanic boost to get high amounts of Sorcerer. And then the last rune in mine is the Spike rune. If this one boosts the last 3 city stats, and then the first it boosts altitude, cloud, air, aether, and levitation. So it boosts all of the floating island stats. Um, Personally, I'm a little annoyed that uh, stalactite is 1 in 2,000 because it's the only one that boosts cloud in this, and it won't get boosted by luck, so it's not really as easy to get. You actually do have to open 2,000 runes. It really isn't that much. It's just kind of annoying that this is the only one that boosts cloud. But Ember and Quake are both really good because I know a lot of people struggle with getting enough Aether for that last levitation button. Excuse me. And then Quake is really good for a levitation boost because, in my opinion, it's a lot easier than getting Wind Riders and Zephyr, I think is how you pronounce it. So that's going to be it for the mine area. Just make sure you're doing this. Make sure you're getting all of your pickaxes and stuff. And for when to start grinding this, probably somewhere around tier 3, which costs 500,000 light year, is when I would start grinding this because you get the cash boost, I think, up to 15 times. And then it's just so much easier to progress through. grind that later. Next up is tiers. Uh, a lot of people, for some reason, like, kind of just neglect tiers for a bit, just so they can get, like, I forget what they were saying they were doing, but, like, I heard someone was saying they were, like, neglecting tiers. Never neglect tiers. They're, like, the most important part in the game. Like, for the stat boost and the token boost. The gems are nice, but they're not the most important part. And then luck and bulk. So those are like the most important in my opinion. The tokens, luck, and bulk, and then comes cash and stat boosts. Obviously, without these stat boosts, the game would be incredibly hard. But don't neglect your tiers and don't neglect ranks. To some extent, I've seen people like if you have, uh, I think it was the one rank where you needed like uh, 74 QD levitation. Some people would skip that just because it was so close to getting spooky spirits for the next tier, for tier 16. So that's not like the worst thing you can do, but always do tiers. It'll help you with tokens so much. Like the boost from, or always do ranks. The boost from ranks is already higher than my boost from tiers in terms of token boosting. So it's definitely important to do that. Like without it, I'd probably only be getting like a couple 100 billion, maybe, not even. And like, you have to be doing ranks if you wouldn't be getting this many tokens. That's honestly impressive. I probably just AFK'd Void Stones for a while. Next up is using the Magic Forest. Magic Forest, there is the potion shop, or merchant, I think it's called, where you can buy three 2 times stats boost every 6 hours, two times tokens, and 2 times gems every 4 hours. These are really important because eventually I'm sure there's going to be another use for gems. So you can stack up on those, you can stack up on the stats potions, and 2 times tokens potions are always helpful. So you can stack up on those for updates and stuff. Sadly, they don't have passive potions in here, so you can't really get any of those, but it is what it is, and kinda sucks. Um, I have heard that a lot of people have been asking for it in the suggestions part of the Discord to have like 2 times passive luck in here and new potions, but so far, don't think that they're gonna be doing it. Next up is gonna be in City. We've got the Sacrifice feature. It gives you permanent auto stats, and if you're wondering, you do have to buy the auto stats for them to become permanent, so they won't be immediately permanent when you first sacrifice. And then damage boost, um, pretty much the most important parts. And then you can get a decent stat boost, and then the sacrifice points, which you can use to get, of course, stat boost, rune dupe chance, rune bulk, luck, passive key chance, token pity multiplier. The first two I recommend to max out is luck and rune bulk. Then probably passive key chance. Rune dupe chance I haven't even like touched very much. I don't really see a point to it. I might eventually because that is getting a little bit higher. So it might make it a little bit easier if I can just do some void stones. But it's just not that high of a chance that I haven't really seen a point in it. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not, I don't really know. But it's always worth doing sacrifices. You can start getting your points up early. Um, and then as you AFK other stuff, you'll get these points, you can get these upgrades. You also do still get some decent stat boosts to make just tiers a little bit easier. And then next up, we have Enchants and Floating Island. So for me personally, I'm a little unlucky with these enchants so far. I haven't really been able to get anything like insane. I'm currently only at Venomous. I'm saving up these to try to get Ascendancy. Like luck, I think some button speed and token boost to that. Starfall is 1.35 times luck. Venomous, like you see here, is 3 times tokens. Spirit is plus 10 bulk for runes. Frost is 1.5 times tokens, and Flame is 1.2 times tokens. So that's all those stat boosts. For some reason, for Venomous, I got a first roll and rolled off because I had like 200 enchant keys. I wanted to try to get Starfall, and I didn't get Venomous back in those 200 enchant keys or Starfall. I was really unlucky with enchants, but that's really just how it'll be sometimes. Sometimes you gotta spend more than what the odds show. And then I don't think there's really anything massive in Graveyard right now. Um, it's just you got some runes, some artifacts. There isn't really any new features that's out yet. You see, Dimension 2 is unlocking in 1 week and 3 days now. So it looks like it might unlock around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I think their updates are usually around 3. Then you get the token button back here. So I do need to get my tokens up. They're a little low. Probably grind overnight when I get tier 17. But the biggest thing is make sure you do get this rune. It'll boost your spookiness and spirits by a lot. Like it's going up by about 100,000 every time I press the rune. And that one maybe 200, 300,000. And here are all the boosts. Nice levitation, spookiness and uh, spirits, and a little bit of tokens. Not a very good amount. And then another thing that I don't like is that this one doesn't get affected by luck, even though it's 1 in 5,000. I think it should be. I mean, just make it. Yeah, it would basically be the same chance as Tombstone, but I see why they didn't because it has a decay boost, so you just have to get Spectral and Lich for decay. And then you have Soul. I don't have the last one in this room or the Floating Islands room. I still have to grind for that. But so far, those are the runes I have. And those are all the tips that I currently know that are super helpful. Some of them are pretty obvious, some of them a little less obvious. But make sure you do get enchants. Don't skip them. They are massive. Oh, I have to go actually. Yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys found it helpful. And thank you to everyone for supporting my channel. I'll pull it up really quickly just to show you guys how much we've grown. Uh, most of this has been within the past month, really. Uh, we've gotten, I think we went from maybe 50 to 85 from these last few videos. Just from, yeah, from in the last month, we've grown so much. And I want to just say thank you to everyone who's been supporting me throughout this, especially the people who have been here since the beginning. Thank you so much, and that's going to be it for the video.